So you may have heard by now that sleep is a very important pillar if you want to build muscle and just like create the nice physique that you want, but how important actually is sleep? In case you don't know who I am, I'm Neal. I've made the transformation from being the really skinny, unfit kid to now having a lot more muscle, and I make videos like this so I can help other guys to transform their physiques way faster than I was able to, and also enjoy a higher quality of life. So the first thing that we need to understand is what is actually happening during sleep. Basically, all you need to know is when you're sleeping, your body has time to relax and regenerate. When it's regenerating, it's like just able to like build that muscle and like repair itself. So you can be doing everything else right. You can be doing the workouts, like really hitting it hard, doing progressive overload and whatnot, and essentially making these micro tears in your muscle. You can also be getting the nutrition, getting all your macros, the protein, the, fats and carbs, whatever, and like giving your body the building blocks that it needs and the energy that it needs. But if you're not getting adequate sleep, your body isn't actually able to repair as efficiently. And what will happen is that you end up like, doing the workouts and getting the right nutrition, but you end up being like really chubby because your body's not actually like repairing that muscle. You could notice that in terms of your workouts, you're not actually getting much stronger because your body just doesn't have enough time to, repair itself essentially. And I knew that sleep was important for a while. Like I knew like the recommendations like, okay, get 7 to 8 hours, or 7 or 8 hours of sleep every night. But what a lot of people don't understand is that it's not just the amount of sleep that you're getting, it's also the quality of the sleep that you're getting. So if you don't already have like some way to measure the quality of your sleep, like an Oura Ring or something, you can download this free app. It's called Sleep Cycle. Basically, you just put it by your bedside and it tracks the quality of your sleep essentially. It's very accurate, like surprisingly accurate. But yeah. Essentially, you just want to make sure that the quality of your sleep is actually good and it's like a high enough level. So if you're getting like 10 hours of sleep every day, say, but it's only like 60% quality, like that's way worse than if you were to get like 7 hours of like sleep, but it was like 100% quality, if that makes sense. So some things that you can do to improve the quality of your sleep is first that you need to like get rid of all of the lights in your environment, like while you're actually asleep. Some people don't actually know this, but like you can have your eyes closed, but if like light is still like shining, or like if there's any amount of light essentially, that's still going to disrupt your sleep to a degree. So you can have blackout curtains. Some people do that. What I have is I just have a sleep mask. It's pretty cheap. You can find one on Amazon for like, I don't know, like $7, $8. I don't know. Basically, it's going to block out all of that light and just make it so you have a higher quality of sleep. Second thing, avoid blue lights when it's closer to bedtime. There's a lot of apps that you can use. Like if you have a computer, I have this app. It's called Flux. It basically like just blocks the blue light once it like gets to a certain time of day. You can also like have some color automations on your phone. You can just like look up the specifics of how to do it, but essentially closer to bedtime, like 3 hours before bedtime, you just want to make sure that you're not getting any blue light, which is especially hard in like this day and age because we have like all these like modern technologies, like just lights everywhere. But if you just have ways to block out that blue light, it's going to help you go to sleep much faster and just like have a higher quality of sleep essentially. Because if you don't know, what blue light basically does is it signals to our bodies that it's supposed to be awake, and that's obviously not what you want to signal to it if you're about to go to sleep. Another thing is you don't want to eat any food or like drink water about 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. I used to make this mistake a lot. I would be eating like just like snacks throughout the day, especially closer to bedtime, and I was wondering why I couldn't go to sleep. But once I like stopped eating snacks closer to bedtime, it was awesome because I actually got to go to bed when I actually wanted to instead of like laying in bed for hours, just wasting time. And also, you don't want to be drinking like a lot of water, like any beverages closer to bedtime. You can have like a few sips if like you're really parched or whatever. But when you have like a large amount of drinks, so like you drink like a full glass of water right before bed, what happens, especially for me, like some people are able to do this, I don't know how, but for me, I'll just like keep waking up in the middle of the night having to piss. And when you have to wake up in the middle of the night, even if you go right back to sleep, that's still a very big disruption to your sleep. You want it so your sleep is like constant, like you sleep the full 8 hours instead of like waking up in the middle of the night and then having to go back to sleep. You don't want to have to wake up in the middle of the night essentially. Another thing that you can do is to go to bed at consistent times. I used to be in the habit of just like staying up and like pulling all-nighter some days, and then like having to recover from sleep or like sleep longer for some days to like make up for the sleep that I missed out on. Essentially, when you're not getting consistent enough sleep, it just like ruins the quality, makes it less efficient. So just make sure you're going to bed at the same time and waking up around the same time. You don't have to be perfect every single day, but the closer you can get to being like more consistent, the higher the quality of sleep that you're going to be able to get. So basically, I want you to download the free app. It's called Sleep Cycle. If you don't already have a way to measure the sleep that you're getting or the quality of the sleep that you're getting, it's going to really help you become more objective of like, I guess, the way or the quality of your sleep that you're getting. It's just like tracking your calories or tracking the workouts that you're getting. When you actually have an objective measure, it's going to help you improve it and just like make more gains, essentially. I wouldn't say that getting, the perfect amount of sleep is like the bottleneck for like a lot of people. Like, even if you're getting pretty shit sleep like I was for a while, you can still make gains. It's just not going to be as fast or as efficient as you want. You're probably going to be like a lot chubbier. You can still probably make gains, like even with like kind of shitty sleep. But if you do get a lot better sleep, the progress that you're going to make is just going to be a lot faster. So I just think it's a no-brainer. Get good sleep. You're going to be able to recover and regenerate a lot faster. You're not going to have a lot of these like negative issues that come from not having enough sleep. And yeah, remember, if you want things to change for the better, it starts with you. Peace out.